And we're live. That's all you get. I'm done. Show's over. Nope. We're back. Okay. Good morning, everybody. It's your favorite truck driver in the whole wide world, ex-truck driver, Bitcoin Ben. You have to forgive my voice. I was up last night singing real late. Went out, hit a few karaoke bars, and once I started singing, people won't let me, not sing anymore. They keep saying encore, encore, when in fact none of what I just said is true. So, there you go. All right, huge news in crypto today, but nobody's talking about it. You know why no one's talking about it? Because it proves our case. El Salvador has officially paid off all of their debt to the central banks. $800 million. Did you see that on your breaking news? Did you see that on Cointelegraph? Did you see that on CoinDesk? 9. You know why? Because they don't want other countries to know. Wait, so we could sell bonds that are backed up by Bitcoin, and the free market will buy them? Oh, no. That is bad news for the central banks. They don't like the idea of countries getting out of debt to them, because now El Salvador is free of the debt. Or as Abraham Lincoln wisely phrased it, they are emancipated. They are debt-free. See, the Emancipation Proclamation was not freeing the slaves. It was wiping out their debt, because they weren't slaves in the idea that you would think of the word slave. They were a debt slave. They were in debt. They were indentured servants. So the great progressive movement said, well, that sounds like people got themselves in debt, because they did. We can't make a victim out of somebody who did it to themselves, so let's just call them slaves. Yeah! Well, El Salvador now gets their 40 acres and a mule, because they are free. I picture the president of El Salvador running in front of the troops with his long hair waving like Braveheart, yelling, "Freedom!" But is any news source covering it? No. Is any mainstream media covering it? No. Who's covering it? An ex-truck driver from St. Louis, Missouri, who now resides in Florida. That's who's covering it. It's pitiful that this has to be like this. A country is completely out of debt to the central banks. They have no legal obligations nor trade obligations with the central banks. The central banks hold no rights to El Salvador at all now. They have no global agreement rights. They have no influence at all to El Salvador now. El Salvador is now a free country. Imagine if America was imagine that we got smart and we started nationally mining for Bitcoin. What if we took the huge NSA server house out in Utah and pointed it all towards a Bitcoin mining pool? And all of the NSA computers, and pointed them not at the American people to spy on us, but to mine Bitcoin. What if we did that and we paid off the national debt? Not that we could. It would take us a long time. Because what are we up to now? 100, 200, 300 trillion? I don't know. What's the matter? Once you're over $1 trillion, you're pretty well screwed. Not a whole lot of people or countries going to come back from $1 trillion debt. And we're at like 21 trillion, 22, 23 trillion. When you hit $1 trillion worth of debt, we've all been there, let's be honest. We've had that phone call from the electric company or the gas company or your landlord. Hey, where's my rent payment at? We've all said it. Well, can I put a little something down on it? Can I put a little something down on it, then catch you up next month? How the hell are you gonna do that with $1 trillion? Let me put down about $350. Then I'll catch you up the next month. How's that sound, Mr. Landlord? Yeah, how about 150? Can I do a little 150? You know, I got bills to pay. But no. You know what El Salvador did? They hooked a mining facility up to a volcano heat source. And they're generating electricity and mining the Bitcoin with it. So they sold bonds actually based on the mining of Bitcoin. And the bonds sold. So they paid off the debt. Oh, there we go. Something has been up with my camera lately. Bob, are you in the union behind that? But I don't trust old Bob as far as I can throw his little camera ass. He's a card-carrying union camera. I think Bob was involved with JFK assassination. That's how long I think Bob's been around. My point to all of this is the banks rely on our debt to control us. My grandfather used to say, "He who feeds you controls you." And he used to say, as long as you're eating your daddy's food, you're your daddy's slave. Get out there and cut the grass. No. Oh, no? No? Don't cut the grass? Well, you better not be looking for dinner tonight. Because all you're going to find is an empty plate. Tell me no. We've all heard the saying, my roof, my rules. Same thing. But now, El Salvador ain't got that debt no more. Grandpa had a lot of great sayings. I will eventually put them in maybe a short little pamphlet, and I'll call it Things My Grandfather Used to Say That Now Make Sense. His favorite? What was my grandfather's favorite saying? The only cure for laziness is hunger. And that is true. As soon as they get hungry, they'll work. The Bitcoin is freedom. The Bitcoin is the way out for the globe. It's removing the function of currency out of the ability of manipulation by the countries. This is what's key. This is what's important to the mainstream media that not get out. Because this ruins their global warming horseshit. This ruins their progressive taxation structure. This ruins their Western financial systems dream. See, the Western world financial system has been predicated and has been actually created on the backs of the middle class and the working class of the world. This is the truth. There's no arguing this. There's no, they might be good guys. No, you can't create and run a financial system like this and be honest. Can't. No one can implement a fiat system on a country and say, we're doing it for the people. That's like somebody poisoning your drink and saying, I'm doing it so you don't die of thirst. Thanks? No thanks? See, and I don't understand the mindset of these people. What makes you wake up in the morning and want to control other people? Well, I'll tell you, it's greed. Because all you have to do is convince the people that the system is for them. Create a flag, create a national anthem, put on a uniform, and start writing laws. And call yourself a government. Rig a few elections here, rig a few elections there. Next thing you know, you're in government. Then you train the people to respect the corrupt government. You train the people to fear the government. You train the people to think, well, the government's here for us. I never understood how in the USSR, how they didn't have a revolution years earlier. It was like, it was so obvious that communism works great for the people at the top, but it sucks for the people not at the top. socialism, same thing. It's, oh, hang on a second. Oh, there we go. It's the fact that they're always, you know, for how many years in Cuba that guy was pointing and saying, Viva la Revolution. And the people kept believing in it. La Revolution. Some bitch, you're the president. Doesn't that mean that you're kind of the revolution? I mean, can't you change some shit? Viva la Revolution against America. America's up there, some bitch. Let's get some production here in Cuba. Well, we can't do nothing in Cuba but drive around our old 1958 Chevys. I mean, it's not a bad life, but damn, man. See, Trump had a great idea. Turn that son of a bitch into South Las Vegas. 90 miles. Oh, it doesn't show up on this map. Cuba's 90 miles away from Florida. Shit. Me and Jason at 4 could hop in his helicopter and go to Cuba for the day. Trump was like, let's do some trade with Cuba. You know, let's figure. Did you see the proposal that Trump took that guy over in North Korea? He was showing him hotels he could build on the beach. See, Trump is a natural pimp. And I don't mean like selling women pimp. I mean just a business pimp. Trump's idea was like, man, screw this. Let's make some money. Let's build some hotels. Let's get a few bars out here, some nice restaurants. And daddy-o, I'm with you. But pimping ain't easy. It ain't easy. But it's about free trade. It's about freedom. It's about, so tonight, for those of you new to the show or watching for the first time, every Wednesday night on my Patreon channel, links under here, at the entrepreneur level of my Patreon, I do a 3-hour video and we talk about making money and how to save money and how to get ready for the shit show that we're about to go through. On tonight's 3-hour movie or 3-hour show on Patreon, we're gonna talk about HSBC or Hong Kong HSBC. It's a big bank over in Hong Kong, right? I was watching a documentary on it. Do you know what HSBC does? They let anybody bank there. They let anyone put money in their bank. They don't regulate. Right. Well, hang on a second. Right. You say launder drug money. No. They let drug dealers have a friggin' bank account. Their saying is basically, it's your money. They had a representative on at HSBC. Do you track where the money comes from? Nope. You don't ask the people where they get the money from. Nope. And you let them bring in bags of cash. Yes. You know what that sounds like to me? Freedom. Don't we all wish that our friggin' banks didn't give a shit where we got our money? Just did banking. That's what the gal at HSBC said. She said the reason America doesn't like us is we don't track our customers. We give them back their money when they want it. We won't abide by American sanctions. And now, mind you, this whole video is saying how bad HSBC is because the Chinese government doesn't like them because they won't monitor how much money comes in. And they won't report to China or America how much money is in the bank accounts. Why do you think all of the politicians use HSBC? That's where the Panama Papers came out of. HSBC. That had the list of all the corporations and the charities the Clinton Foundation. Okay, it is time to go, folks. Now, I'm doing a 3-hour video tonight. Click the link under here. Join the Patreon Entrepreneur Group. And we're going to talk about El Salvador, making money in El Salvador, and making money here in America. Cryptos is the only place to do it, folks. Let's do this. Thank you, Rick. www.patreon.com/BitcoinBen. Love you guys. Bye-bye.